Hey guys, it's Linda from Linda's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make stuffed mushrooms with mozzarella and tomato and basil. This is a really, actually it's a portabella mushroom. It's a really good like side dish to make, or I got news for you, I even eat it as a meal sometimes because it's very, very hearty. Okay, so let's get started. Right now I'm going to show you, I have a portabella mushroom. Now, as you can see, it's huge. You could buy smaller ones or, medium-sized ones. This one I happened to get at the grocery store. It was very huge, and so I got this one. Okay, so what I'm going to show you first is, you see this black stuff right here? You don't want to eat that. Okay, so that stuff has to be taken out. So what you do is you take a spoon, and you just take, I guess it's called the gills. You just take all this stuff out with a spoon. It's very simple, a little messy, but it's not really a hard thing to do. Sometimes the mushroom will break, as you see, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Okay, so you get all the black stuff out as much as you can. I usually do it over the garbage or the sink. It's much easier, but this is what I have right now to show you, so I'm going to do it right here on the little plastic thing. All right. If these are bothering you, just take them off. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, oh God, the whole thing is breaking. Well, it happens. Okay, again, you're in the kitchen. It's not a big deal. The mushroom police aren't going to come and get you for the mushroom breaking. All right, so now we have the mushroom. Okay, the mushroom's all ready to go. I'm going to put the mushroom to the side. Okay, now I'm going to take my cutting board. And right now I have also a pan heating up. It's on about medium to medium high. You don't want it bursting high because then, the mushroom will burn. It has to cook a little bit slow to medium. Okay, so I'm going to cut the tomato. We're only doing one mushroom. Oh, I forgot to show you guys something. This right here has to come off. Can't do it with that. Okay, with the middle part. So you take that part off. I'm going to slice a couple of slices of tomato because, like I said, I'm only doing one today. This is going to be mine. Nobody else's. This is, like I said, a hearty meal for people who don't even like meat. Sometimes they use portabella mushrooms for in the place of a hamburger because it's very hearty. It's a really good thing if you're not a meat eater. That should be enough tomato. I have 3 or 4 slices of tomato here. Okay, now, what I got today was a fresh ball of mozzarella. You could get, by all means, you can get the other mozzarella in the package. It's not, whatever kind of mozzarella you have in the house, or you want, or you prefer, by all means, get that. I happen to like this, and actually it was on sale this week, so that's why I bought it. Okay, so you slice, you want fairly thin slices. You don't want really thick slices because you want it to melt quickly and, easily. All right, I like a lot of mozzarella because I'm Italian, so that's about the amount of mozzarella I'm going to put on my mushroom today. And here we have basil. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take the mushroom, okay, I'm going to spray it, I'm going to put some olive oil on it. I'm going to put some salt, because you have to have some salt for flavor. I'm going to put some parsley, gotta have that. I'm going to put some garlic powder. Of course, you know me with the garlic powder. You could use fresh garlic, but it tends to burn, so I really, stray away from the fresh garlic. It's just better to use the powdered on this. And some black pepper on this side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is turn it over. I'm going to put some more olive oil on this side. And I'm also going to put some olive oil on the pan because it needs to have a little bit more olive oil on the pan as well as on the mushroom because sometimes the olive oil seeps off. Okay, a little salt on this side. A little parsley on this side. We're also going to put some basil on it. Some garlic powder again, and some pepper. Okay, a little bit more olive oil. It can be a little bit messy, but you know what? Who cares? It's going to be delicious. A little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the mushroom cook a little bit here, just so it gets a little bit soft. And then we'll put the toppings on. All right, you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear when you put the mushroom on. You want to hear that sizzle because that means it's cooking. Okay? Okay, so we're going to wait for this to get a little bit cooked. Did I put olive oil? Yes, I put olive oil. Put a little bit more. You get a fork. All right, and while it's cooking, you just kind of move it around in the olive oil and just let it cook away. These mushrooms are really, really delicious. I mean, if you're a mushroom eater, you're going to enjoy this meal. It could be, like I said, a side dish. You can even buy the smaller ones. This is Portabella, or this isn't a regular button mushroom, but you could do this with really, really kind of any kind of mushrooms that you want to do it with. But Portabella actually works better because it's a large, hearty mushroom. Okay, now you got to watch it because, you don't want it to burn, so you just want it to cook slowly. This one kind of gave me was a little fussy today. It kind of didn't want to keep its shape, but that's okay. Like I said, when you're in the kitchen, you just want to have a good time. You don't want to, you don't want to stress about it because then it's not fun. For me, this is fun. But if there's a mishap, if something doesn't go right, it's really not a big thing. Okay? All right, now these mushrooms, you don't want to have too soft. You want them to have some firmness to them because you don't want a ball of mush. You know what I mean? It's going to be mushrooms. The only thing is you have to be a mushroom fan. If you don't like mushrooms, you're not going to like this dish, obviously. But it's delicious. It really is. All right, a couple more minutes. You want it to get a little sear on it with the olive oil. Let the olive oil seep in. And everything. So it's just about where I want it. Olive oil, garlic, tomato, mozzarella, basil. Those are ingredients that I absolutely love and that I grew up with. So it's it's secondhand to me. This is something that I eat a lot. And actually, people who are watching their weight or whatever, this is a good meal. I mean, the mozzarella, is not that great, but once in a while, you can enjoy yourself. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put the tomato on like this. Okay, you layer the tomato as much as you want. Now, after I put the tomato on, I'm going to season again because it'll taste like nothing. You want the tomato to be seasoned just like everything else. Everything has to be seasoned. Okay, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, all the same ingredients that I used before. Parsley, some garlic powder, and some fresh basil. Now I'm going to show you a trick that I use. What I do is I take the scissor. Scissor is like a great tool to have in your kitchen. You really should have a scissor, cooking scissor in your kitchen because I use it to cut up parsley, to cut up basil, to cut, obviously to cut packages open. But with the food, it's just so convenient and so easy. You don't have to cut it on the cutting board. It goes right onto the thing. Right onto the food. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to lower the flame a little bit because I don't want the mushroom to get black or burnt or anything. So just keep an eye on that you're not burning it. Okay, the mozzarella. The best part of the mushroom, side dish here. Like I said, it can also be a main dish for people, again, who don't, who are vegetarian or whatever. Okay, now, I'm going to season the mozzarella a little bit too because everything has to be seasoned. You don't want it not to be seasoned, otherwise it's going to taste like nothing. All right, a little garlic powder. some more parsley. I'm going to lower the flame again because, like, again, you don't want it to burn. And, again, we want some olive oil. Put some olive oil like that. And I want it to melt. So what I'm going to do is, this is a trick that I have. What you can do to make it melt quicker is take one of your pans and just do that. And let it sit there a minute and it'll melt. Okay, and once it's melted, let's see, just keep checking it. You can also, if you'd like to, you can also take it out of the saucepan or the frying pan that you're doing it in and put it under the broiler for a couple of minutes. Like if you're making a lot of them, you can do this stage, take it out, and then put it into a baking dish and put it in your broiler. This way, you can, like if you're making for 3 or 4 people, you're making one each for each person or whatever. You can just do it all at once. So you don't have to do it in a frying pan. So this might take a couple of minutes because the cheese is thick, but it's all worth the wait. It's going to be delicious. And like I said, when I'm done with this, I'm eating this because in my house, they're not big mushroom eaters. It's only me and my husband like the mushrooms, and my one daughter, the other 2 don't like it. So, but this is all for me tonight. I'm not sharing. So let's see how it's going. It's taking a couple of minutes because, like I said, the cheese is thick. While we're waiting, I'll just do a little bit of cleanup here so I can show you the end product. Okay. Alright, let's get ready here. Alright. I don't know, I can't relate to people who aren't mushroom eaters. I just absolutely love mushrooms. They're so hearty and delicious, and they kind of take on any flavor that you put on them. The only thing with mushrooms is they are very watery, so don't wash mushrooms until you're actually don't even wash them. What I do is I take a paper towel and I wet it a little bit and I clean them. I clean the regular button mushrooms like that, because if you run them into water, they become very soggy and they're not good. So don't ever put your mushrooms under the sink, under the water, because they just won't be good. And another thing is keep your flame to a medium high when you cook mushrooms with some olive oil, and don't add salt until they're brown, because they won't get caramelized or brown until they're cooked some. If you add the salt, then the water's going to come out of the mushrooms, and they're going to be soggy, not crispy, or not have that caramelization. Wow, look at that. That is so great. To me, this is so exciting. This pan does not want to cooperate. This is so exciting to see this happen right now. And people laugh at me, but I absolutely love this. It's like seeing the magic happen. Food just is, I don't know, it just makes me happy. All right, we're almost at that point, guys. Got another couple of seconds. Then I'm going to show you what I do at the end. So good. All right, now, I happen to like the cheese very, very melted. This is almost to the point. It probably could go another couple of minutes, but I'm not going to wait that long to show you. I know you guys are waiting to see the end product, so we're almost there. Like I said, you can eat this. I mean, you can eat I'm going to eat it with a fork and knife. Really, that's what you're going to have to do, because it's just, there's no other way to really eat it except with a fork and knife. But it's like it's a meal in itself. It really is. And for people who are, diabetics and all of that, this is mushrooms, it's protein, and it's the cheese and the tomato. It's really, really a good thing. All right, there we go. Oh my goodness. This looks so awesome. Alright guys, I'm going to put it on the, oh God, let's see if we can do this without. Wow, look at that. Actually, if you look at it, it looks like a cheeseburger. If you look at it quick, it looks like a cheeseburger. Now, what we do, this is what I do. At the end, I finish it off with some sea salt. Sea salt is a harsher salt, but it's delicious. It just, you finish it off. You don't put it in your food itself. You just finish it off with it, and it gives a nice crust, and it's just one of my favorite things. There you go. A stuffed mushroom with tomato and mozzarella. Enjoy, guys.